Hello, movie fans! Welcome to another episode of Just a Man and His Movies. My name is RJ. If you've been following my channel, you know that I recommend movies. I don't necessarily do movie reviews, but I like to keep my videos short, so let's get right into it. The movie I'm going to recommend today is a little bit different. This is an animated movie, and I don't do that very often because I don't think there's a lot worth recommending. That I've seen anyway. I know there's a lot of great animated movies out there. I'm just not so much into the animation, but this one I'm really into, and this is from 2013, and it's called The Dark Knight Returns. This is actually a two-part series. I got this from Walmart for $7.50, and it's the best $7.50 I've ever spent in my whole entire life. So I strongly recommend this. This is very cinematic. Yes, it's an animated movie, but it's a real movie. The characters have depth to them. It's not just a bunch of running around and then punching each other and then trying to devise a plot just to show some action. It's not like that at all. This is like a real Batman movie, and this was adapted by Frank Miller's novel. I think he made this, The Dark Knight Returns, in 1980. I want to say 85. I could be wrong on that. I'll have to look that up. But this is really what put Batman back on the scene. Christopher Nolan was a big Frank Miller fan. He took a lot of his inspiration from Frank Miller. You're going to see this basically, if you're curious about Batman versus Superman, this is what you need to see, Batman Returns, or The Dark Knight Returns, because that's what they're basing it off of. So there's several plot points that are going to be in Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice. In fact, when they announced that at Comic-Con, when the man came, I don't remember the man's name that was in Man of Steel, the general, but when he came and he read that passage that said something along the lines of, in your most private moments, you're going to remember that I was the man that beat you. Batman says that to Superman. They're getting that from this. So it's really, really interesting. It stars Peter Weller, who plays Batman. Now, he's playing an older Batman. Ben Affleck in the movie coming up is in his 40s, but in this, he's probably in his early 60s. Peter Weller, he's the perfect. If you don't know who Peter Weller is, he's the guy that did RoboCop. So from the 90s, but obviously he's an older man now. And Michael Emerson, he voices the Joker. If you don't know Michael Emerson, he was in Lost, played kind of the creepy guy in Lost, and he's also in a TV show called Person of Interest. Plays kind of the guy behind the scenes in that as well. So he's excellent as the Joker. And Jared Leto is actually basing his Joker. It's more of a, not just Jared Leto, but the studio, it's more of kind of a glam portrayal of the Joker. So it's going to be a little bit different, more feminine, maybe even kind of question his sexuality or whatever. I don't care about that, but that's really just part of what the character is, and it's done really, really well. So hopefully Jared Leto can pull that off in Suicide Squad, but they definitely pull it off in this, and that's what it's like in the graphic novel. So more of a glam portrayal of the Joker. But the Joker is not the only villain. I'm not going to give all the villains away because that's part of the fun of seeing it. So I don't want to do that. But the story itself, it's a very well-told story. That's what I appreciate in movies. I don't care if it's animation or if it's regular film. And I shouldn't have said earlier that I'm not a fan of animation. I love animation, actually. I think The Lion King is one of the greatest movies ever made. So if it's animation that's well done, I'm really into that. I guess I'm just not as into the anime. But I haven't really given that a shot, so I need to check that out for sure. So, but anyway, so this is it's super well done. It's in two parts. If you do look for it, just go ahead and buy it. Like I said, I got it at Walmart for $7.50 for both parts, that's a steal. So if you can find one of the parts for that, and you spend $15 on both, it's going to be well worth it. It's a full-length feature film if you buy both parts. So. It's directed by Jay Olivia. He does most of the DC stuff. There's other directors, but he's really the guy that does most of them. And there's several that are really good. There's Batman Year One is excellent. It really focuses on Commissioner Gordon. And the other one is called Arkham Assault on Arkham, which is more recent, and I bought that, and that's great as well. So I may do another video on both of those because both of those are really, really well done. But this is this is the best of the bunch. This is the best animation from the superhero genre that I've ever seen, and it's not close. Like I said, The Lion King I think is the best animated movie of all time. So this is going to be well worth your time, the very little money that you're going to spend on it, and this is quality entertainment, especially if you're into the superhero stuff. Obviously, I like that stuff. I'm a nerd. I don't care. Whatever. I'm probably too old for it, but oh well, I don't care. So anyway, so definitely check this out. A lot of great characters, a lot of great animation. Batman Year One is one that I would recommend, or not recommend, say that that's a lot like this. I like to give 3 movies that are similar. And then really any of the Batman movie, the Christopher Nolan Batman movies, because they're so realistic. So those are going to be a lot like this as well. So, and you know, all those, you give all those an A+. So I give Batman Dark Knight Returns, this is a solid A. It's great. Strongly recommend it. There's a lot of really look on society as far as satire goes. So it's a satirical look, and really, you know, some social commentary as well. So it's kind of a surprise from an animated film. This is really not. Actually, I'll take that back. This is definitely not for kids. This is more adult themed. Kids might like it if they're 14 and up, but kids younger than that, I would not recommend this for children at all. So just a FYI with that. But I give this a nice solid A. Wonderful, wonderful film, and I strongly recommend it. That's all I have for today. I want to keep this short and come back tomorrow, and I'll recommend another film. Thank you, guys.